Hello and welcome to Lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. This is the first idea we have had that is related to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive. Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea is your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies in it. The practice periods for today's idea are to be undertaken somewhat differently from the previous ones. Begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. Then open your eyes and look about, near and far, up and down, anywhere. During the minute or so to be spent in using the idea, merely repeat it to yourself, being sure to do so without haste and with no sense of urgency or effort. To do these exercises for maximum benefit, the eyes should move from one thing to another fairly rapidly, since they should not linger on anything in particular. The words, however, should be used in an unhurried, even leisurely fashion. The introduction to this idea, in particular, should be practiced as casually as possible. It contains the foundation for the peace, relaxation, and freedom from worry that we are trying to achieve. On concluding these exercises, close your eyes and repeat the idea once more slowly to yourself. Three practice periods today will probably be sufficient. However, if there is little or no uneasiness and an inclination to do more, as many as 5 may be undertaken. More than this is not recommended. And that is lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. This is a hard lesson to understand and undertake because we are looking around at everything we know to be true and we're telling ourselves that this is a meaningless world. There is a quote that I often use: the world that you see is not the world as it is, it's the world as you are. And that's what this lesson entails. It's we have thoughts that are creating the pictures that we are seeing in the world. And so as we begin to change our thinking, we begin to see a different world. And the example that I often use is if I believe that there is a monster under the bed and I look under the bed, I'm going to see things that look like monsters. My daughter was very sleepy one morning and didn't have glasses on, and it was dark in her defense. But as she was walking down the hall, she thought she saw the cat laying on the floor. And so she was seeing the cat and she was getting ready to pet the cat. And when she reached down, she realized it was a dark trash bag that had been laid on the floor and hadn't been picked up yet. And so her thoughts were creating her world. And that's just an example of the idea of what this is going to help us to understand. Now let's see what Tina Spalding's channelings tell us. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. It is a great blow to the ego mind to hear in these lessons that your meaningless thoughts create a meaningless world. You often feel a rearing up of some great resistance within you, and this is perfectly normal and okay. It is important to continue with your lessons regardless of the ego's reaction to them. You do not have to approve of these lessons. You do not have to understand these lessons. You merely have to practice them and trust that the process at play will help clarify your mind and bring peace to your troubled world. In the anxiety, fear, anger, shame, and guilt in your own mind, in this soup of low frequency ideas, you age and die. This is an important thing to understand. During my earthly existence 2,000 years ago, I did not go to the cross as a sacrifice, and I did not martyr myself. I demonstrated my ability to overcome death, incorrectly called the resurrection. The body did not get resurrected as such. I created a new body because my mind had reached a point of love where it mastered the low frequencies of this material plane. Miracles ensue when you align with love to such a degree. You lose your fear and you do not act as a victim of this world. Many of you feel like victims. People attack you, governments want money from you, or somebody hits your car in the parking lot and you respond as if attacked by the whole world. This demonstrates your lack of understanding about the meaningless thoughts and ideas that create the world. You put all your energy into them and believe in them with your heart, soul, and mind. The power reflects back to you, but you are unconscious of it. This makes your life troublesome because you have an untrained mind filled with debris from other people's teachings. You must clarify the mind, and we are doing this together. We clarify the mind and teach you the truth about how the thoughts you believe, act on, and imagine in your past and future are nothing but the detritus of dead ideas. Sorry. We train your mind toward love, the vibrant force that allows life. Life is never ending. You existed before this body, and you will continue after this body passes away. You are not your body. These thoughts and teachings demonstrate the fact of your immortality. You are a spiritual being temporarily housed in a physical body that appears to age and die. You will break free from these ideas as you practice with us daily. It is with great joy that we join you for these lessons, and we say it each day so that you will understand this is not an inconsequential relationship. You are developing relationships with great beings, including me. It's okay to say, I am a great being. I have evolved into levels of consciousness that you also can achieve if you begin this journey with us. There is no point in false modesty. You are great creators. You are as powerful as I am, but you miscreate. You use your amazing creative skills inadvertently and mistakenly, which brings you things, experiences, and relationships that do not serve you. These are errors of thought. They are not sins. It does not make you bad. You merely make mistakes, but you can correct every mistake. We help you correct the errors in your mind so that you no longer miscreate, but rather create in alignment with God's will for you, which is love, happiness, and joy. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we thank you for joining us today. We will see you again tomorrow. We are learning how to create in alignment with love. And so when we are seeing a world that is not filled with love and light and joy, we have to understand that we are creating a meaningless world. We are in that world of make-believe that children often entertain, although children often entertain those fantasies that are probably more in alignment with the truth than we do as humans. Because as adults, we create the fearful and the dark situations, and we focus on those things, and thus we create or miscreate a world that is meaningless to us. Be willing to just see this process through, because I know these are difficult lessons sometimes, because they really do require that we be open to looking at life from a really different perspective than we are accustomed to. I will tell you the strides that you can make are incredible, and the life that you can live is so much brighter. So thank you for sticking with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.